Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Welcome to our move to France, which is Sunday. Where's the farmer? Bonjour. I don't know what the date is. Can't believe.
7th, isn't it?
7th.
We're a little bit tired.
We're knackered. We was out late last night.
We had a really lovely evening. Tony forgot to video where we went.
Went to Aubusson.
We went to Aubusson, and it's so lovely there. That's the second time we've forgotten to film it again. We must do that during the day and the evening because it's lovely there. We went and had a pizza.
We did.
With another 3 families. So in total there was 16 of us.
16 of us.
Boys all had somebody to play with. I think the ages ranged from 9 up to 16.
Right.
So they had an amazing time, and then from there we went to a place called
The shop.
The Shop, and they do quite a lot of entertainment throughout the day.
They had karaoke, which I was going to do, but they only had about 5 songs. So all this equipment and only 5 songs, which most of them were in French, and obviously,
But it was really nice.
as you're probably aware, my French and Sam's French is not particularly great, so
It didn't matter because just listening to it, it was nice.
that was a nice evening. Very nice.
The music was fine. I didn't mind the karaoke at all. There was no screaming cats, was there, singing?
Only the kids.
So by the time we left there and drove home, because it's a bit of a drive for us, we
2
got.
o'clock.
In fact, it was 2:30.
2:30 in the
2:30
morning.
this
we go.
morning. So I didn't go straight to bed. And equally, I then got up early, so I've only had a few hours sleep.
Yeah. And today we are going to to purchase a new remorque, because the one that we currently have isn't really up to scratch now. You've got to go to the left here.
Left.
It's not really up to scratch, isn't doing what we want to do. That's 40 odd minutes away.
And we've got to try and locate a tent.
Tent, because our son is camping out. He's going to a soiree tomorrow evening with his school friends.
Out with his school friends, so obviously we're going to encourage it and embrace him and wanting to go out and mix. So we're currently looking for a tent. I only want a cheap one because, as we've said before, all our belongings are still in the UK. We've got tents, sleeping bags, you name it. And I don't really want to start spending more money on duplicating stuff and having double the amount of stuff. What I am going to do today at some point, as everybody knows with house hunting, try
straight over by the bottle bin thing.
we have been on every single website. Although yesterday I did, when I was up early hours in the morning, I did look on a Facebook page. Somebody was basically put on there what their requirements were and how much money they had to spend, and they'd done what we was doing, the usual sites. Someone actually said to physically go into the notiers because they have a lot of properties in there, which I probably think is true because they don't list everything out here, do they?
Yeah.
So that's an option.
Well, you could email the notiers. We've all got an email address on that.
Yeah, I know, but I think if you go in person, I think they probably think you're more serious
there are places like that around here. They're just not for sale.
Tony,
So
we
they
haven't found any.
obviously don't know the area as well as
Right,
they think
we
they do.
haven't found
We
any
have.
locally.
I found 5, but they're not for sale.
And even if they were for sale,
not
they'd
that
be
there
well
aren't
out
any.
of our budget.
You don't know that because they're not for sale.
Right. Anyway.
I digress.
Yeah, so anyway, I was saying to her, you know, we are another option we was thinking is we go and buy a long hair. They're not very expensive, and we get a couple of turrets at either end. And she said she knows of 2 other people locally that have done that. She told us where they are.
Yep.
So today I'm going to go and have a drive and see what this property looks like, or these properties look like.
We've seen one. Rubbish.
One we've already seen and we didn't particularly like, but the other one we don't know anything about. So we're going to have a drive there and just see how it actually looks.
See if it looks rubbish.
I know everyone probably thinks what's our obsession with turrets or chateaus, but we just wanted something a bit more of not just a wow factor, but something with character, not just a barn that you can convert or a normal house, maison out here, or a farmhouse. We just wanted something a bit quirky, something a bit different. So that's our reasoning behind it. And then also Tony said, okay, if we do that, get a long hair, we stick a turret either end, what exactly are you going to stick in the turrets? And I thought that's a good point. Some people put bathrooms, don't they, on the top of the turret?
Yes, but the turret is normally where your stairs go, so the long hair has to be adaptable. You can't just go and buy any long hair and throw 2 turrets on the end of it. Has to be adapted.
I think the biggest problem with us is if the whole of France, you could pick the whole of France wherever you fancy living. It would not be an issue.
Right.
We're not sitting there saying
I found about 5 yesterday.
It's a major problem to find what we want. Oh, what's that?
Not a clue.
Oh.
That's either a rat or
No, that
a
was
squirrel.
too big for a rat.
Squirrel.
Yeah, but I think because we've come over, we've rented in an area, we've settled the children, I should say. It's not necessarily about me and you.
No.
So
We've met a lot of friends
we've met
now.
some friends
Although,
now, but equally you do travel everywhere in France. We're still travelling an hour and 11
Yeah.
minutes to go and visit our friends or go
Yeah.
out for a meal.
yeah.
So it's not an
Well, it's
issue. But my main issue is the children. I don't want them to start being messed around. We've already had one big couple.
Although if we could find a place and buy it before September, that wouldn't be a problem, because obviously George and Henry, they start their new collage in September.
Yeah, but Tom, what is
Charlie
the
goes to
likelihood of that?
Gouret to his lycée, which is high school. It's not unlikely, it's very unlikely.
We
So
can't even do that in the UK.
Right.
I mean, and they're quite speedy over there. That's not going to happen. So we've sort of set a radius of.
this is Sam's favourite place on the left-hand side. If she could buy this,
Oh my goodness! Every time we go past this,
she'd
I
be
go, I love this place.
incredibly happy. Let me show you.
I don't think you'll get the full of it because,
okay.
can you?
Bonjour. We have collected the remorque. We're now on our way back home.
Strange experience. We turned up at the house and
Got to go right here. Oh, here, there. Yeah,
where? Here?
here, wait.
We turned up at the house and the chap obviously
Supermarket.
speaks his French and we can't really communicate
I don't
very
think
well
this will
with
be
our
open. We
French.
could have got some coke.
Do you want to go in there?
I don't think it'll be open. No. That's what I said. Otherwise, you could have got some coke.
Oh, don't worry. So yeah, basically he said, well, we managed to get to grips with the remorque, which is
Trailer.
word for trailer in French. It's not at his home address. It's
On his
1
farm.
kilometre, he said, from his house. So I thought, okay. So I just assumed he was going to get in
This is by the way,
Yeah,
like
this is
people at
a
home.
Anyway, really nice chap. Took us to his farm, picked the remorque up.
Right.
Tony was about to pay him, but he insisted we go back to his house. He wanted us to have like some alcohol or a tea or a coffee,
Right.
and then obviously pay him that way in his home address. And then,
Right.
oh no, please don't come down the road.
Why not? I went in and got to the left hand.
Let's see.
There, where the sign's on. Check you out.
There's
Time.
obviously some classic car thing going on.
Ah.
We've seen
Left.
left.
Wait, left.
Yeah, look at that. That window, it amazes me. You see the flowers all up the window, inside of the windows.
Is it a florist or something? I don't know.
Shit, is there something on there?
Probably. Sitting there chilling out and having a look at a window. That's it, go on.
I think, I'm not going to say anything until we've pulled up on the drive.
About what?
I think I've been quite good since we've been out here, considering I'm not a nervous driver,
No.
but I've never drove on the other side of the road before.
No.
So since coming out here, obviously I've adapted to that.
Yeah, and towing a trailer.
And now I'm adapting to towing a trailer.
It's good. Although this one doesn't feel like you actually got a trailer.
What I haven't got to grips with yet is turning around
No,
with the
reversing it.
trailer on it. That is a technique I'm going to have to practice a bit with.
Yeah. Pull it around.
Because I've tried reversing backwards as we left the property, and the trailer was going one way and the car was going another.
It's definitely a technique that we'll have to.
Oh yeah, so Tony.
The thing is, it's like I've tried to do it at home, but because by the time you get it where it needs to be, you've then got someone sitting on the road wanting to get past you, so then you feel obliged that you need to move. So
if anyone's got any tips, please share them, because today wasn't too bad. You got out and hooked it.
yeah, it's a lot lighter than the other one.
But it would be nice to actually manoeuvre it.
Yeah, straight
As
over.
I said, at one point I probably could see the trailer inside my window because we were going in two different directions.
Straight over.
But the chat was so
Lovely,
nice,
wasn't it?
and considering there's a language barrier, I just think we've had such a lovely experience with people out here.
Yeah.
They are so
Can't
lovely.
honestly say, and considering what I've seen on Facebook about the French, I've hand on heart can't honestly say that I've met a single French person. Bearing in mind we don't speak a lot of French.
No.
Rude, obnoxious,
Unhelpful.
unhelpful. You know, they
Friendly.
apologise that they can't speak English. And we're like, no, we need to learn French. You know.
They've just been really lovely.
They have, haven't they?
Yesterday I went into a shop and I was trying to get something, and the chap said, "It's okay, I speak English." And I said, No, honestly, I appreciate that, but I need to speak French. So I said, so I'm going to try and just correct me or try and help me along the way if I pronounce the stuff wrong. And that's how friendly we've had it, haven't we, out here? You know, it's been really.
But that's the thing, though, is that whereas before we was here, everything was shut.
Yeah.
You go to the supermarket, they bleep it, it comes up with a price, you give them your card or you pay them cash, however you want to do it. We've not had to really speak as such. But obviously
Yeah,
now we're going to
in.
markets, we're going to shops where you actually have to ask the things, restaurants. You know, it's good for us. So, and I've been trying to learn a bit of French on an
What's
on
the
my
app
phone.
called?
Duolingo, I think it's called. Which is okay, but as I discussed with one of our friends out here, it's teaching you things that I wouldn't necessarily think are necessary from day one. There's a lot of more important things, like your please and your thank yous and your hello, how are you, numbers.
Good journey, good evening.
Bon
Every time you
journey,
leave the
where-
shop,
Not every
it's
time.
well, most of the time, there's
Not just a shop, so everybody.
everywhere
Bon
you
journey.
go.
Have a great day.
They always say
Have a good day.
or it's a good
Bonsoir.
said to me, I said, bonsoir, and I was really chuffed with myself.
Oh dear.
Bearing in mind,
That means good evening, by the way. She was there in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning, and Charlie said, you just wished the man good evening. But, you know,
How funny.
I'm trying. And that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And I think as time goes on, we'll get better. The children, until they go back in September, I don't think we're going to hear very much. They're not exactly helping us because they're not exactly progressing very well at the moment, are they? So.
No.
But then in some ways, I think, is that a good thing? Because, not a good thing that they're not progressed, but I don't want to be one of these parents that sit there and say in a shop, oh Henry, can you ask the lady for, and sort of end up using them to speak on our behalf. So
that's what Simon said last night, is the fact that the children will get to a stage where they'll be fluent in French, and that's when your French stops, because you just tell them to do everything for you, which is not what we want.
We don't want to do that. And nor do we sit there and get our phone out and do Google Translate and then point the phone at somebody either, because I think at least if we have a go, which we have done in banks, and I have tried to read out what Google Translate has said, the lady didn't understand at that point. She sort of wanted to see what my phone said, but having said that, at least we're giving it a go.
What is what you need to do if you want to come to France, you want to live in France,
then I think
you have to adapt and try to speak French.
But then I think that's
even if you speak a very small proportion of French, if it's just hello, you know, if they speak a little bit of English, they will. But if you just go, hello mate, you know, can I have whatever, they won't try it with you. They won't try and speak English with you. But if you try, then they are very, very much accommodating as far as I'm concerned. I've not had a single problem with anybody here. And we speak not even pidgin French yet, so yeah. Look at the view.
what we'll do is we'll drop the remote off the trailer, and then we'll pick up from video the property that's got a turret that's been built on it by the owner,
If we can find it.
if we can find it. Obviously I'm not going to put the location of it.
Right.
They won't be putting the whole front of the property on it.
If we put the property at all.
Well, if we find it, I might just do the end part of the turret, because that's not disclosing any personal information to the owner. Anyone can go past and film, so it's not like we're doing anything that we shouldn't. But equally, as I said, I won't be videoing the whole front of the property, the door number and the location for privacy reasons. But it just give us an idea of if it can be done, and also what it could look like. This might be a total mess.
Well, as I say, the other one we've seen, which has clearly had a turret built on the front of it, it just looks like a rhino. It's not been done very nicely.
Spoils it. It's end of terrace property.
Yeah.
I think if it was detached, situated a little bit back from other houses, it might make it look a bit different. It doesn't look right. It looks odd because it looks like it shouldn't be in above the houses.
Yep.
But that's not to say, I thought the turret that was put on, it did look in keeping with the property. It wasn't like odd, it wasn't like rendered and the rest of the house was made out of stone. I think it just looked odd, as I said, because it just doesn't sit right with the line of property, essentially.
Right. Anyway, we're going to go, and once we get home and offloaded the remorque, we will start again and go and see if we can find this property that's had the turret built on it, and obviously we'll take you along with the ride. Au revoir. Bonjour. We have now got a remorque, had to get a tent for our child because he's going out to soiree tomorrow. And now we're going home to go and have a tipple with our neighbours.
We did go
And
past
a daughter.
that house, one with the turret, but
We've passed it about 1,000 times.
yeah, we have passed it, and I do keep saying to Tony how much I love that place. However, you can't get a good view from the roadside because it's got quite high hedges. Hence, that's why we can't
Left hand.
take a video, because we would have to literally get out and be
Sun's
very
coming out.
intrusive and go up his path or her path.
The ball camp's not too far away. Left.
I'm waiting for this car.
I'll just have to check 15 times.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if we can actually find someone that knows the people that own that place, and maybe ask if it would be okay if we could go and have a look just to see from the outside what the turret looks like. Then obviously we'll do a video then, but we can't do one from the roadside, so unfortunately I'm sure we can't even see ourselves properly, can we?
No.
Can't. All you could see is there's a turret on the end of the property from a distance, but that's about all you're going to get. And as Tony said, we've been backwards and forwards past it since we've moved over here, and I kept saying to Tony, oh, it's lovely, that's lovely. There's another one that I do that to as well. Yeah, so we'll keep you posted on how we get on finding out if we can pop round and actually go and ask the owners if they would mind us going to take a look. It's quite a few different
And the important
areas.
question, how much did it cost? Roughly.
Yeah, I forgot. That's going to be a big question, isn't
That
it?
is quite a large question, yeah.
Or if I was going to post on Facebook, has anybody done it? Has anyone else done that over here? I'm not sure whether I'm brave enough to put that on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't think I'd
Rather
bother.
than getting a ray of abuse by people probably telling me how stupid I'm thinking of doing it. But
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even bother. Wouldn't even entertain the thought.
But so where have we been through today?
And then, which we're going through in a minute. Well,
we've just been
about 10
to
seconds. Nice days.
Oh, happy days. This is like Formula One at its best. No, the car's not geared up for going too fast. Not that I go very fast anyway. Oh, look, that's pretty up there.
Yeah, can't see it.
So this area's got a beach, a nice beach. We haven't been to. Charlie's been to a couple of times.
Yep.
And he rates the beach. It's
Across the bridge.
quite popular with the teenagers up in
The
town.
children. Oh, that's all the classic car people. Yeah.
Why do I say it's all classic cars?
Look like Benny Hill.
Yeah, another place that's been recommended is Borgham. Oh, look at that little shed up there, just randomly placed. Is it Borgham?
Borg de Hem.
My pronunciation's rubbish.
But it's actually called Borghem.
Yeah, well, that's been highly recommended by a few people now for a good family day out. It's meant to have a lovely beach, a nice area to sit and have something to eat. And we've just been through, I can't even remember what village that's called, Champy. Oh, we're just going to park.
Yeah, it's just going to park.
Wow. Champy gives you...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I knew that was coming.
We go back over the allotment today to show George
The little watermelon that's come out.
the little watermelon that's now appeared on one of the plants.
And them.
And
And them.
Charlie's got a friend that
abandoned properties.
that basically go round and they
Find abandoned properties.
find abandoned properties. The only problem is they don't tell you where they are. They don't want you to know the location or anything like that. So as interesting as it is, it would be actually really nice if someone actually started a site up for abandoned properties that you were able to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
If we could
Something called an estate agent, maybe. Oh no, they don't do that, do they?
No, but if they just specialised in certain properties.
Well, there you go. It's a little niche for you there.
I can't find one for us.
Do not know what is here. I said I do not know what is here.
Right, well, we can't find one for ourselves, let alone finding them for other people. So that's all I'm saying.
Why have you shut my window and it's boiling hot?
Because it's blowing in the car.
It's supposed to be blowing in the car. It's to keep me cool.
Tell you what I did say, we've not found any like dessert shops, you know, like ice cream parlours, or back in the UK where you can go and
Get a Rossi's.
Well, there's barely any Rossi's left. What's that other place we went to, George?
Holland.
Creams.
Ugh. Creams.
What, for Henry's birthday?
Yeah, but just somewhere
I think
that.
it's like Cassie.
Oh, Cassie or whatever. But when we've been to Holland in the past, you could just stop off and go into like the ice cream shops and have a pancake Nutella on or ice cream.
You could have had a pancake with Nutella on it last night.
Yeah, but when I
At the show.
when I had my meal yesterday, I was so full up there was no room for dessert. But I actually really fancy something nice now, just to be able to go somewhere and have like a nice cake and a coffee or a nice ice cream dessert or something, or a cake. But there isn't anywhere.
Have a tiramisu.
Tiramisu coffee.
Huh?
Tiramisu coffee.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
See, the problem is, what happens is, sounds very much like the children, is that she goes to the shops, she buys all this stuff, and she doesn't buy the stuff that she thinks, oh, I might fancy that at some stage.
Yeah, but it would be funny. When you go to the supermarket,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the
You
whole
sit there and think, oh,
Right, I'm not saying
Might-
the whole
might
of
fancy an
France
ice cream.
is like this. Our local patisserie is barely open, and when it has been open, there's no cakes in there. There's nothing that looks like they're open. I don't know whether it's because of COVID and they're only just starting to open back up again. But there isn't like an array of lovely cakes in the cabinet or anything like that, and it is barely open, right? There's that. Our local supermarket has the same variety of cakes in it, and to be honest,
Sam, you've got two patisseries
they're
in Dun
very
La Pastel.
limited.
Two patisseries in Dun La Pastel that you've never walked into,
Yeah.
and yet you're sitting there saying you can't get hold of anything.
Yeah, but you're just saying to me now you should go in and pick up stuff.
You should go in and pick up stuff. Don't
Right.
whinge about the supermarket, which is literally 4 minutes from two large patisseries in Dun La Pastel, which you've not walked into. This is Sam's favourite.
Yeah, but have we filmed this?
We've not filmed it from this side.
Oh,
Not that I can see it very well because it's the sun and stuff.
oh, I love this place.
But it's not for sale.
Even if it was for sale, I doubt very, 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 very much if we could afford it, because it looks like it's been renovated. I think we're on a budget of something to buy that's in need of renovation, not that's all been decked out.
It'd be nice if it was done and our budget, for me anyway.
Maybe for you, for me as well.
Well, I'll do most of the work.
But I always help you do stuff, and then I've still got to maintain the children.
Yeah, but your help tends to just paint up the walls and things. You
No,
don't.
I've never said
don't
I was
paint
good at,
nicely.
I've never said I'm good at painting.
No, you're good at demolishing.
I know I'm no good at painting, and I hold my hands up to it. I haven't got the patience for it. But anything else you say to me,
But anyway, Yeah, we still haven't found the place we want to move into.
You're so rude.
I'm not. The people at home probably don't want to listen to you rambling on about stuff. If you do want to listen to her rambling about stuff, please put it in the comments. And I'll let her carry on. If not, equally put it in the comments. And just put in inverted commas, shut up, Sam. That'd be wonderful, thank you.
Or maybe your own YouTube channel.
Oh no, I don't think anyone would want to listen to that.
Hunting Sam.
Venting Sam.
Hi guys,
Goes on for
I'm
24
Sam.
hours.
I'm going to talk about everything that's irrelevant.
Sam talks to herself.
I really feel ganged up upon here.
Funny.
We're just actually waiting to go back with this tent to surprise Charlie.
Surprising. That's crap.
And he'll probably say,
It's too small.
I'm not going now.
Yeah, he is. He'll be going in the garden with
So
it.
we've said if he doesn't go to his party tomorrow, as we've gone to all this trouble driving around trying to find this house to get this tent, he's going to be camping in the garden.
He will be camping in the garden, yes. And I'll be locking the door so he'll have no toilet, no access to the fridge.
And it's such a shame because we've got all our tents and sleeping bags and all that stuff back in the UK, which is why I was adamant. I said to Charlie, I'm not going to go and buy an expensive tent when we have all this stuff right in here. When we have all this stuff in the UK, it's just pointless. So that's why
We bought him a
just-
second-hand tent. It's
we
probably got
just
no poles in it. Probably got no roof. But hey ho, at least he can sit in the material.
Well, let's hope the weather's nice.
I'm hoping it's going to rain.
Oh no,
That'd be so funny.
it's so horrible. It won't go if it's raining.
He will. I've just bought him a tent. That's why he's got a tent, so he can stay dry.
He's been very baby. When we went camping in our back garden, a few years ago, we had to run the heaters from the house into the tents.
Yeah.
You know, they can't.
We did that when we went camping.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We had heaters.
Last time we went camping, I woke up sopping wet.
Oh, I know.
Rain.
And that was when you were looking at us from the bedroom window like we were all mental, hammered it down, and we kids wanted to go camping in the back garden, and I stupidly done it with them.
Yeah. Again, I should have locked the door. I think I might have locked the door anyway. Can't remember.
And it was banging on it.
It's alright, I was asleep, I couldn't hear.
This will be the second time we've done this today,
What?
this journey.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this is Neville, isn't it? So this along here.
This is where that chateau is that you... Well, this is where they built the place. They put a turret on
See
it.
if you can get it from the side, because as I said, as you go past, you can't see anything.
Well, I'll see what I can do, but obviously
But it should be coming up.
the sun and that lot prevents you from... The sun. It gets in the way
Noticed
sometimes.
as well since we've been here, we're very delayed with our speech, I think,
Yeah.
because we're always trying to think of the word, whether it be in English or French, and we end up pausing for ages. Which I just find myself.
I think it's just a French thing.
You think?
Yeah.
You do it a lot more.
I actually,
than
yeah,
me.
but I actually find myself saying words like Danny, like I imitate Danny. I do.
Oh, I love Danny.
Is that it there? Yeah, that's it there.
Yeah, that's it there.
Let's see if I can zoom in a
Yeah,
bit.
so you can see it from there.
I'll try to keep it stable.
I did try to go slow last time, but then what happened was some car come whizzing along.
Where is it?
And
There it
beat
is.
us.
There it
Now,
is.
apparently-
Probably can't see it very well.
This person, whether it be single couple, male, female, has put that turret on as an addition to the property. I am going to try and find out if somebody knows the owner who would mind us.
Well,
just
that's
knocking
assuming
down.
that N would know the owner. She knows the property.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
Yeah, as you can see, you can't see anything.
No. All you can see is the arch. she
You
say?
never ever know.
See our baby child.
That's all. Yeah, so we will keep you updated if we get to go and have a look at it. Obviously we'll keep you updated if we go to look at any properties.
Yeah. We're still looking on all the sites, but it just seems to be the same old stuff. Or I'm still 100% sure that they get whipped up before they hit the internet. I don't know.
Yeah, probably aren't.
The market's people are actually paying full asking prices, if not more, at the moment over here. So I'm not sure if that is going to change.
Left.
What's going on?
Ooh.
I don't know.
No.
It's a nice view as we go down.
Mm,
It smells very perfumey in the car.
that's me.
You sprayed something.
No. It's the lavender thing you put in. I don't know.
They should have been rubbing that under your armpits, the air freshener.
Maybe. Lovely view, isn't it? Lovely.
We still, every day, don't we?
Mm.
As we go past or we come out the house, I'm just so grateful. Lovely view. Not particularly grateful for the weather of late, have we?
No, the weather's
a
been
mixed bag. The weather. 1 minute we've had rain off and on today.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we were out, obviously we were outdoors in the evening, and it was absolutely freezing.
Well, fortunately it didn't rain though.
No, but I did say it does put a bit of a dampener on your evening when you're all sitting there absolutely freezing, even though wrapped up.
Gotta do it right here. See if you can turn in second gear.
In second gear.
In second gear. And go for it. Look at that.
Now my foot is on the floor,
Yeah.
right on the floor.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in an aircraft about to take off.
I don't think it's
There we
Do you
go.
feel better now?
I do. Do you feel better now? I've taught you how to drive. Huh?
No. I just can't understand why my driving winds you up that much.
Because that turning earlier on, you stopped and had to put it in first gear to drive up the road.
The car is not capable
Well,
of going
the car
up
has just
steep.
proved to you that it is capable of doing it if the driver
I said I had to stop.
knows how to use it. You didn't have to stop.
I did.
Such a liar. Oh my days.
Oh, look at the baby cow. Even the cows. I just still find them amazing. Especially the baby ones.
Yeah.
Let's stop and chat to her. I think what matter.
See, the problem is, what Sam doesn't understand, right, is that the cows don't understand her because they only speak French.
Yeah, I knew you was going to say that.
It's true. Same as the dogs. The shit. They don't understand you either.
Look, I'm going to have a competition with you. I'm
Right.
going to learn
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing it, or
Okay.
what I'm doing it,
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then when we get to a stage that we can basically have I was going to say a French off, but that sounds a bit weird. But then we can sort of then go and test our French knowledge with
Okay.
Danny.
Yeah.
or you can try and
D'accord.
Get her to test us both.
D'accord.
You could probably just say that's about
Huh?
Danny.
No.
Ah,
She
she
likes
said
that,
say,
yeah.
Tony Bon.
She likes Tony.
Tony Bon.
It's so weird how it's sometimes it can be grey over there and then sunny in different patches. You can see it, can't you, from up here?
But you wouldn't normally see that if you was in the UK because you've just got house upon house upon house.
I think the UK's had probably slightly better weather than us because I think they've had a couple of weeks, haven't they, where
wish to comment. And we'll catch up with you next week, and hopefully we won't be just sitting in the car arguing. Au revoir. Have a good week, everybody.
Bonne journée.
Bonne soirée.
Bonne soirée.
See, she's going to lose miserably. Au revoir.